Before borders and flags, before roaring stadiums and billion-dollar leagues, humans gathered in open fields for one simple joy: chasing a ball. Football didn't start as a sport. It began as instinct, to compete, to celebrate, to move, to belong. Today, it fills cities with light and unites billions, but its spirit was born in dirt, sweat, and pure passion. And while the game evolved across centuries, there came one remarkable moment when chaos found rules and a simple pastime became the world's greatest obsession. This is the day football was truly born and how it conquered the world. Ancient footsteps, the first kicks of history. To find the origins of soccer, one must travel back thousands of years and across continents where ancient civilizations shaped the earliest versions of the game. In China's Han Dynasty, warriors and commoners alike played a sport called kuju, kicking a leather ball filled with feathers toward a net. It was a disciplined game, one that demanded precision and footwork, making it the earliest documented form of football. Not far away in Japan, a more ceremonial game emerged called kemari. Here, players wearing traditional robes passed a ball among themselves, not to score, but to keep it airborne. A graceful display of balance and cooperation rather than competition. Meanwhile, the ancient Greeks and Romans engaged in spirited ball games that involved strength, endurance, and at times chaotic scrambles, reminiscent of modern crowds erupting in passion. Across the Atlantic, civilizations in Mesoamerica played sacred ball games where the stakes sometimes extended beyond victory and loss. They touched life, death, and ritual. While these games differed in rules, purpose, and philosophy, they all shared one thing: the human impulse to chase a ball as a reflection of spirit and community. Soccer, long before it had a name, was embedded in the human condition. England's wild birthplace, from chaos to civilization. While ancient versions existed, it was medieval England where football in its most raw and untamed form flourished. Villages clashed in rambunctious brawls that stretched from one end of town to another, with hundreds of players kicking, pushing, and charging toward loosely defined goals. These matches, often held during festivals and celebrations, resembled street battles more than sport. There were no referees, no boundaries beyond what a town could contain, and no limits to the pushing, tackling, or sheer bedlam that occurred. So dangerous and disruptive was this folk football that kings issued royal proclamations attempting to ban the sport, fearing it distracted the working class and soldiers from archery practice, then crucial to national defense. Yet no law could erase the joy, pride, and escape the game provided. The more authority tried to suppress it, the more the game rooted itself in the hearts of ordinary people. But for soccer to grow beyond local chaos, it needed structure, clarity, and shared rules. Disorder had given birth to passion. Order was required to give it future. The birth of modern football, October 26, 1863. The transformation came on a crisp autumn evening in London, inside the Freemasons' Tavern. On October 26, 1863, representatives from various English clubs and schools gathered to bring coherence to the chaos. Their task was monumental: to establish written laws for a game that had existed largely through tradition and interpretation. Voices rose, tempers flared, and ideas clashed as the group debated how the sport should be played. Would players be allowed to carry the ball, as in rugby? Could they tackle with brute force? What shape should the ball be? Arguments stretched through smoke-filled air until consensus slowly emerged. That night, the Football Association FA was formed, and with it came rules banning the carrying of the ball by hand and outlawing violent tackling practices. The ball was standardized, the field defined, and the identity of the sport carved into history. This moment was decisive. Rugby and soccer parted ways, and football, real football, was born in its modern form. A simple gathering inside a London tavern would become the cornerstone of a global cultural force. The whistle of organized sport had blown, and the echoes would eventually reach every corner of the earth. How soccer escaped England and conquered the planet. The world embraced soccer with astonishing speed. One reason was simplicity. Anyone could play. A formal ball was ideal, but in its absence, anything spherical, rags, fruit, rolled cloth, could become a ball. All you needed was open space and imagination. Children kicked stones along dusty paths, factory workers played during breaks, and soldiers passed makeshift balls between trenches. The timing of soccer's emergence was equally crucial. The 19th century was an age of steamships, railways, and expanding trade routes. British sailors, merchants, and soldiers carried the sport across oceans, introducing it to ports from Buenos Aires to Delhi, from Cape Town to Shanghai. Schools adopted it as a discipline-building activity, reinforcing values of teamwork and character. Immigrant laborers, colonial officers, and traveling students planted soccer seeds around the world, often unintentionally sparking lifelong passions in the communities they visited. As cities swelled during industrialization, soccer became a refuge. It offered escape from crowded streets and hard labor. It gave urban life identity and unity. Clubs formed around neighborhoods, factories, and worker unions. Rivalries born in shared struggle would grow into legendary traditions. Soccer was no longer merely English. It had become universal, and the world claimed it eagerly. The rise of clubs and rivalries. Many modern giants of the sport were not born from corporate ambition, but from working-class pride and local enthusiasm. Manchester United started as a railway workers' team. FC Barcelona emerged from a mixture of foreign expatriates and local enthusiasts pursuing a shared passion. Flamengo began as a rowing club in Rio before turning to football to match the energy and spirit of its city. AC Milan owes its origins to British factory workers living abroad, proving soccer's global spread was not just cultural, but deeply personal. These clubs quickly evolved into institutions. They represented more than teams. They symbolized communities, ideologies, and in some cases, political identity. Matches were not simple contests. They were rituals of belonging. Stadiums became homes of memory and faith. Fans followed their clubs like pilgrims. From the crowded streets of Liverpool to the steep hillsides of Buenos Aires. From the markets of Cairo to the ports of Marseille, football club colors became second skins and symbols of pride. A game for nations, football becomes global. In 1904, soccer took its next monumental leap when FIFA was founded, ensuring international governance and growth. Over the following decades, nations began to field teams not merely as competitive groups but as expressions of identity and pride. Then came 1930, the year Uruguay hosted the first FIFA World Cup. It was more than a tournament, it was the birth of a global ritual. From then onward, football became the heartbeat of nations. The sport's history is marked by unforgettable events that shaped global consciousness. In 1950, Brazil built the colossal Maracanã Stadium, only to watch Uruguay snatch the title in a moment etched forever into the nation's soul. In 1954, a war-scarred West Germany defeated Hungary in what became known as the Miracle of Bern, a symbolic rebirth of a nation. In 1970, Pelé lifted Brazil to an artistry of football so mesmerizing that the team remains a standard of beauty in sport. In 1986, Maradona delivered a controversial and miraculous performance that combined divine talent with human cunning. In 1998, a multicultural French team lifted the trophy at home, reshaping ideas of national identity. In 2022, Lionel Messi completed a story that felt written by destiny itself, giving Argentina and the world a finale soaked in emotion. From triumph to heartbreak, the World Cup has become a chronicle of humanity. Nations roar in unison, cry as one, and rise again. Each tournament is a thread in a vast global tapestry, the human heart of football. Soccer's triumph is not rooted in rules or organization alone. It is driven by emotion, drama, and the unending theater of human ambition. A match can remain goalless, yet be soaked in tension, every second charged with the possibility of a sudden miracle. It is a sport where one moment can rewrite fate, and one shot can define a lifetime. Football elevates ordinary individuals into legends and icons. Children in narrow alleyways from Lagos to Mumbai to Buenos Aires dream of being the next hero, proving that imagination can bloom anywhere. It offers a rare promise. Greatness has no single birthplace. Rich and poor, urban and rural, privileged and forgotten, anyone can rise. Fans do not simply watch football, they feel it, breathe it, live through it. The shared gasp of a missed chance, the eruption of a goal, the silent despair of defeat. These are global emotions. This sport is also art and conflict, ballet and brawl, strategy and chance. Coaches diagram formations like battle generals, yet games can be changed by a single unpredictable spark of genius. Football is chaos wrapped in structure, chance married to discipline, individuality woven into collective effort. It is life played on grass. The modern colossus. In the modern era, football is more than a game. It is an empire. Stadiums rise like monuments of steel and light. Broadcasts reach billions. Players are global celebrities, cultural ambassadors whose influence stretches beyond sport into politics, philanthropy, and global culture. Massive investment and technology shape the game, yet its soul remains anchored in simplicity. Children still chase balls in alleys. Teenagers still practice barefoot on dusty fields. Families gather around televisions in distant villages. Fans travel across continents, painting their faces and hearts in team colors. Despite wealth and spectacle, the sport is still played in schoolyards, beaches, rooftops, and empty lots. The essence has never changed. Soccer's essence is not trophies or contracts. It is belonging and possibility. It is the sound of a ball being kicked at dusk, the echo of cheers rising from a small stadium or a crowded living room, the feeling of connection across oceans. A game that never ages. Technology evolves, lifestyles change, and new forms of entertainment rise and fall. Yet soccer remains immortal. It endures because it is both simple and profound, both ancient and modern, both personal and universal. As long as people dream, compete, and seek connection, football will remain unrivaled. Soccer is not merely a sport, it is a shared memory passed down like folklore, a heartbeat felt across cultures, a hope renewed every time a ball rolls. It is the rare phenomenon that transcends language, religion, politics, and class. Everyone understands a goal, everyone feels victory and heartbreak. In those 90 minutes, humanity breathes together. Born once, born forever. The day soccer was born can be dated to October 26, 1863, when order met passion in a London tavern. But the real birth of soccer is larger and older. It lives in every moment humans first chased a ball, every street where children play, every stadium where thousands roar in unity, and every living room where families huddle around a screen. Football conquered the world not by force, but by joy, not by command, but by invitation. It invited humanity to dream, to compete, to unite, and to believe. From ancient warriors to school children today, from dusty village lots to glittering arenas, the game continues to be reborn every time someone kicks a ball with hope. If you enjoyed this video into the origins of the world's greatest sport, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep playing, and remember, football isn't just watched, it's lived. Like, subscribe, share the passion.